we're down to one of our trustees. What is the Ag Hub and why should you care? That's Robert Harding, RST Bioscience. Robert, give him a hand.
I want to talk about two numbers today. 3.3 and 513. $3.3 billion worth of food was consumed in Harris County in 2018. 3.3 billion. Of that, 400 million was grown in Harris County. That represents $3.65 billion we left on the table that Harris County farmers could have capitalized on. That is a huge opportunity. Huge. The other number, 513. There's 513 family farms globally. 513 million family farms globally. Of that 513 million family farms, if they all farmed with the technology we're going to use here on the agricultural hub here and in this community ag farms, if they all farmed like that, the whole human race would have a negative carbon footprint. That would be enough to fix all these issues with the atmosphere. That one act, if 513 million farmers started farming like this, we wouldn't have to worry about this global warming thing anymore. We'd suck enough CO2 out of the air to remediate the whole situation. Sounds like a dream, pipe dream, right? But it's not. I'm gonna tell you why. I was sitting inside earlier. The first solar panel was a plant. They never stopped being that. They still use carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and sunlight to make plant materials that we consume, right? If you feed a body of water that has algae in it, nutrients, that algae will explode. They call it algal bloom, right? It's bad for the environment. It happens all the time, usually from agricultural runoff. We use that to our advantage in our farming method called circular farming. So we feed ponds or raceways nutrients. We grow algae and duckweed, and they grow like crazy. So we're sucking CO2 out of the atmosphere at a lightning rate. That's, in and of itself, is worth doing by itself. Above and beyond that, though, we raise up these things as algae and duckweed. We harvest them constantly. And we take this and use it as a feedstock for things we do on our farm. Makes our farmers more profitable. It's good for the atmosphere and the environment. We have another big looming issue environmentally, and that's water. The method we use, called aquaponics, uses 5% of the water we currently use in agriculture to grow the same amount of food. 5%. So going forward as a human race, we need to adapt our farming methods to be aquaponics so we can preserve the water, because there's no new water. All the water we have now is the water we had when the planet was formed. It's never going to be new water. We can make more people all the time. What are we going to do when we got more people when we got water? We have to change the way we grow our food to address that issue right now before it becomes an issue creating a geopolitical conflicts around the world. So, let's talk about the farming method that is so important that I keep talking about. We have this algae and duckweed. We're going to do it. We're going it at a lightning rate, harvesting it so it doesn't choke off our little ponds. But what are we going to do it after that? Algae is loaded with energy. Duckweed is loaded with protein. If we take those two together, we can make the most nutritious, healthy fish food, chicken feed, cattle feed that you ever heard of. So we use this captured CO2 in the form of algae and duckweed as a feedstock on our farm. We make energy with it in biodigesters. We feed it to our chickens because we can make fish food out of it and chicken feed out of it. Feed it to our fish on aquaponic systems. Our aquaponic systems use fish to fertilize our food. We also make energy with it because it makes biogas when you digest it. So there's 13 revenue streams we can generate from algae and duckweed on these farms. This farming method is going to be very popular in the future. It's starting right here, right now in Sunnyside. This ag hub be the first demonstration of this technology on a grand scale. We've done it before many times. We know it works. It's not a guess. It's going to make the farmers more profitable who use it. They get free feed for the chickens, free fish for the food for their fish. They get energy for nothing. Well, they have to, of course, get it from the atmosphere, but we're making money off of air pollution. We're monetizing CO2 from the atmosphere, cleaning up the atmosphere, getting healthy organic food in the process. And these farmers are making more money than they would make ordinarily without this method. There's a lot of reasons we do this. The Ag Hub was designed to utilize this technology and this method of capturing this CO2, turning it into something we can use to profit from, and then using that money to expand the system out and help people make a living. If we have a bunch of farms around this hub, the hub is the hub. There's family farms all around the hub in Sunnyside. That's our long-term plan. Each one of those farms represents a business in this community, a business for somebody to make a profit off of, help support their family. Each one of them could be 13, 14, 15 farms. And they're also going to heal this food desert we're in and provide us with the best possible quality food you could ever want. Very important. And the last thing I want to say, we're on top of a landfill. That's been the issue with this developing this land since they started trying to think about developing it. We're not growing on the ground, or we're not growing from the ground. Aquaponics is in a closed loop system. We grow in water, and we have control of all that water, and it's no way it can get contaminated by what's underneath it. As a matter of fact, we're not even growing on the ground floor. We're going on the second floor of our facility. And we're going to test this food ad nauseum after it's produced to make sure it's clean and healthy for people who consume it. It's going to be great for Sunnyside to have this resource. It's going to be great for community health and education, because the center is for training farmers and children about these new agricultural methods. I'm very excited about this. I hope you guys get excited about it too. Thank you.
That's Robert Harding, our scientist.